we haven't seen TC at the house. We normally get to look at TC's antlers without any problem because TC is always at the house, but we haven't been able to see TC at the house at all this week. So in order to look at TC's antlers, we've had to come out and find him out here in the woods. Now he is over a mile away from the house, and you can see, excuse my camera work, you can see what he's doing there. He's chasing, and he's not interested in what's at the house. You see he's still feeding, but you see those does up there. One of those does a hot doe, and there's TC. He's trying to get, oh yes, TC, thank you for stopping giving us a great look at your horns. TC is working on making TC Juniors, and he is definitely one we want to do that. He's not perfect. He doesn't have perfect I don't even know how to say that word, symmetrical horns, but he's pretty doggone close to being symmetrical. And he is a big 300-pound deer, and he's wanting to pass his genes on to somebody, and we want to let him. He's a long way from the house. We haven't seen him at the house all week. We get a little look at him there in this week's Antlers videos. In the wild, doing his thing. Now there goes another buck. Oh, come on, Jimmy. That is hanging around looking for that doe also. But that buck is obviously, see, there's another doe running out of the woods. That buck is obviously, there's TC chasing. The other buck is trying to cut him off, but the other buck is obviously not big enough to battle TC. That buck went in the woods there somehow. There might be a big fight happening over there somewhere. Yeah, they're all over. Huh. High fences don't bother turkeys at all. That bunch of turkeys right there were over there, and all of a sudden all started flying over the high fence. I wanted to take a picture of some of them flying over. Don't really see the turkeys on this ranch flying very often. That's about the only time. How much is in that bunch anyway? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 of them if I counted right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I counted 14 that time. Must be 14 and a half there. Counted 14 one time, 15 one time. That'd be 14 and a half turkeys right there. I just love them. They're covering a lot of ground. They move pretty fast. Turkeys can cover 2-3 miles pretty quickly. There's a deer up there. What a joy it is to run around this ranch. It's always special to run into wild turkeys in the woods, no matter what. It's even more special when those wild turkeys are gobblers. I might have to slip around because I'm not getting a very good video of them, because as soon as I found them, they decided to walk behind the trees. It's almost like they're sneaking away from me without being seen. But you can see them out through there. And those are all 3 gobblers, I believe. But they are not going to let me stay around very close to them, that's for sure. The one walking to the left, he could walk out there where I could see him a little bit better, but he's not going to. Let me see if I can slip up on him a little bit. Let's see what happens, guys. See right here, I just saw that buck chase that doe into the water. You can look at that big buck right there. I just happened to look out and saw her run down and get in the water, and he's right after her. And the bad part is it's a very distinct possibility she's going to swim to the other side of the lake. I don't know if there's any way I can make her change her mind or not. She's halfway across the lake right now, and that big buck is going right with her. Now, I don't know who that buck is, but she's acting like she might turn around and come back, but I don't think she's going to. She is just getting further and further. She's swimming across to that mountain on that other side, and she'll be gone. That buck is right after her, so that's not a good way to get rid of a buck. I have no way to make her come back over this way that I know of. She's going to swim to that mountain on the other side of the lake, and that's bad. Very bad. Not anything in the world I can do about it. I could get the boat in the water and maybe chase her back. By the time I got the boat in the water, she's going to be to the other side. They swim very, very quickly, and it's just bad. There's not any other way you can say about it. She's gaining on him. She's actually getting further ahead of him all the time, I believe. But she is going to swim to the other side and get out on that mountain. And that mountain will put her a long way from the house, going around a few miles. And we don't know where they might end up. They may actually end up getting off the ranch, and that buck could end up getting killed by somebody completely outside. And that's just totally bad. Really, really a bad situation. Not anything we can do about it. Just watch them go. This is totally amazing. I shut my camera off because nothing was going to happen other than the doe swimming to the other side with the buck following. But she finally got so far out in front of him that he couldn't see her. He couldn't see her anymore, and he got lost. And looky here. The buck got confused. He turned around, and he's coming back. He's coming back toward the yard. And it's about I don't know, it's not a mile across that lake, but it's a good half a mile across the lake. And I don't know where he's going to end up, but he is definitely not going after her now. She is, not sure if I can even find her now. She's going to end up on that mountain over there somewhere. She has successfully lost that buck. Sure enough, and he's coming back on this side. He's not going to come back in where he hit the water, but he's obviously not going to go to the mountain where it'd be very dangerous for him over there. He had a good chance of getting killed once he got over there and got off the ranch property, which he can. And might end up laying in the back of somebody's pickup. But he is coming back over to this side. I'll kind of watch him and see if we might not be able to see him when he comes out on the bank. But he is certainly coming back. So jumping in the water, man needs to get away from that. So you girls, you want to get away from that guy you don't want? Learn how to swim. Well, I didn't quite get my camera turned back on. But you see the little wake there going, that little calm water, that's where he is. He's going to come up on the bank right back in behind that tree. I can't see him from here, but we might be able to see him run up there in a minute. He's going to get out on that and shake, which would be neat to see him do. But as it turned out, we can't see him. We move over there and we might be able to see him come up on the land somewhere, but he came back. Come over here looking for the deer. Found 3 tom turkeys, 3 gobblers right there. Can't really see over there, but that's where the deer got on the bank. He'll probably stand there on the bank in one spot and get his strength back. He swam probably pretty close to a mile. I don't see him over there anywhere. I can't really. He went in. He went in just kind of right behind everything, and turkeys are running over there. I thought we might see that deer come up there and walking around and see how he's doing, but we don't see him. But he certainly came back and went into land right in there. I'm so thrilled that he came back over there. because he is in danger once he gets off over there. I don't see him anywhere. I'm just going to kind of look for him, and I might be able to get a picture of him here in a minute. I might not. Okay, there he comes, walking right there. Can you see him? There he is, walking this way. Big, beautiful buck. I don't know if he's ever going to get out in the open good where we can take a good look at him. He's actually walking back this way. He's tired. He might be a little embarrassed that that girl outrun him. I don't know. Do deer get embarrassed? He lost his girl in a swim meet. He lost his girl in a swim meet. You can tell he doesn't even look like he's wet. He's just soaked. That might be, that's a beautiful 10-point buck. You can see on his belly looking that he's still wet. After all of that running and swimming, that doe was still strong enough to outrun that big, strong buck. Of course, he's carrying a lot more weight than she is. He hears me talking up here, so. He just swam halfway, three-quarter way across the lake, lost sight of her. He can't smell in the water, and gave up and swam back. But he's back over here around the house where he is totally safe. I don't know if he knows that or not, but he made a wise decision. Love will cause you to do. And he's shaking all the water off. Look at all the water come off there. Was that cool? Shaking that water off. Love will cause you to do some mighty strange things. I'm going to guarantee you what, I'm not sure if even for Chris, I'd swim halfway across that lake and back. Don't you dare tell her I said that. Wasn't that something? Wasn't that something? I'm telling you, I just luckily just was walking by the window and looked out there and saw the doe run down. If I'd have had any kind of super intelligence at all, which you all know I don't have, I could have run out there, and I just thought I thought maybe something might have been chasing her. That crossed my mind. I thought, well, she's thirsty. She's in a hurry to get a drink. She's going to go down there and just drink a while. And I thought, you know, I might walk out there and take a picture of her drinking. It's always nice to watch deer drinking water. It's just something calming and soothing about that. But she never even took a drink. She just immediately got in the water and started swimming. And I thought, oh my gosh. And then all of a sudden the buck was there and he's in the water swimming. And that's when I finally got out there and started videoing. But wasn't that something? And that buck deer does not know it. But his losing that doe, which I'm sure broke his heart, probably embarrassed him too, because she outrun him in the water. She outswam him. But he probably saved his life by doing that, because once he got over on that mountain and got over there, they could have got completely off the ranch. And gun season starts here in just a few days. It's all likelihood that deer might have been killed. You never know. You never know. But I know that once he came back to the house here, he won't be. Now, I'll tell you what, we have not looked at Forrest. We have not looked at Whitey. We have not looked at Prince Charming. So I'm going to go to the pens. And it's dangerous getting in the pens right now, I know. But I'm going to go to the pens. We're going to have that video Monday night. Tell all your friends and buddies. Take a look at the 3 prized bucks that we've been fighting to keep alive Monday night right here on Chris and Jimmy Houston's Twin Eagle Ranch on YouTube.